Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, Force here, and today we will be taking Trump's Control Rogue deck through its paces. Gonna play a couple games here in the Masters League and just go straight through it, see what happens, see how the deck performs. Very strong deck. This once again is the deck that Trump used to win the beta streaming tournament that took place, it was actually yesterday, and yeah, it seems like a pretty solid deck. It's very versatile, it can be aggressive, can sit back, and definitely has some potential. Now I go first. And for that reason, I don't know if I want to sit on the Twilight Drake. Twilight Drake is best suited when you go second, because you get those extra cards to plop it down and play with. But you know what, it's still, yeah, I mean, it's still a pretty big turn 4 drop, so why don't we actually just keep the hand that we have here. And let's take a look at what our opponent does. Nothing for the first turn. We've got nothing going on either, so we just pass that along over. Picked up an Assassinate here. Be interested to see what variation of a Warlock deck we're playing against. Warlock Murloc can be quite effective. Let's take a look at what he's dropping down here, using the coin for a life tap. That's an interesting decision. He must have really wanted to draw into something to use a coin for that. We're gonna go ahead and weapon up and then pass the turn. He's gonna drop down a 2/3. Might be worth picking that off. Although I'd have to dump 2 cards, so maybe I just, yeah, maybe I'll just let him sit. We'll just hit him for 2. I just don't want to use my cards until I play my Twilight Drake, because next turn when I drop him down, he is going to get +6, which will turn him into a 7/7. It's so much better when you go second, because you get the coin plus the extra card. Turn 4, you're dropping it down. It's a 9/9, so I think that's right. It's either a 9/9 or an 8/8. But yeah. Definitely much, much better if you get to go second with this bad boy. But you know what, hey, I will take the turn 4 drop of a 7/7, and we're also gonna get rid of that guy so he's got less potential damage to hit this with. And then we'll pass the turn over. I'm not gonna drop my backstab quite yet. Got the Perdition's Blade that we're sitting on, so if we do a combo, we can Perdition's Blade for 2, finish it off with a backstab for 2. It is 1 damage overkill. The other thing I could do is we could just backstab. Yeah, we could backstab and then trigger the Perdition's Blade. I guess that would be, ooh, you know what? I probably want to get rid of that instead. So I think that's what we're gonna do. So we do 2/4 to that, and then we could swing that. Or I could just kill it outright and just hold off on that stuff. We also have this guy, but yeah, we're gonna drop less cards. I'm gonna kill that outright so that he doesn't have a threat for my 7/7. We'll play this next Twilight Drake next turn, potentially. And just swing for 7, bring him down to 19. Let's see if he's got any answers to this Twilight Drake. Nothing yet. He's gonna get the plus spell power from the Geomancer. He hits it for 2, does 4 damage, which is 5 damage. He finishes it off. There you go. He did in fact have an answer. I've got another answer myself. And we're gonna get rid of that Geomancer. Ooh, should I wait a turn so I can combo off of it? Forget it. We're just gonna get rid of it. And I'm gonna swing for 1 and pass the turn over. So next turn we could Perdition's Blade, which will be 2 less for this casting cost, which will drop it down to a 2 cost, which so I'll be able to play both of those. Plus I can throw 2 Deadly Poisons on the Perdition's Blade. Let's get that 4/5 in play again with the Chillwind Yeti. See what I want to do about that. Got the backstab plus the Perdition's Blade. And then we could just attack into it, I guess. Well, if we go... I really wanted to not attack into it, though. I really wanted to... Alright, I guess we're gonna do this. We're gonna backstab it. brings it down to 3. I can save the attack. I can hit it for 1. And then Perdition's Blade to finish it off with the 2. Now I get to save my attack as a result of all of that. And then we can go... I'm worried about him destroying this weapon, but we're gonna drop these anyways. 0 cast for this. Hit for 7, pass the turn. He's at 11. He is dead next turn, unless he destroys the weapon. Kills off the Twilight Drake. He's dead next turn. Because we got 7 plus 6, 7 with the Dagger Mastery turns that into 14 potential damage. He can directly target this. He could also drop a Slime to kill off the Perdition's Blade, but it looks like he's got none of those answers and decides to fold. Okay, good game number 1. Let's move it on to game number 2. That worked out pretty well. Yeah, it's a really good deck. I guess that goes without saying. Trump did win the tournament. It's a really good deck. You know, I as much as I loved the Miracle Rogue deck. I think the Miracle Rogue deck is a lot of fun, but it's also a little gimmicky. And it's really got that like 1-win condition of getting these beefy creatures in play for the next turn kill. But master removal can handle them. If it's enough master removal, that's the problem, because those creatures typically have some really crazy toughness. Alright, this opening hand, I don't even really have a weapon to pump her up with. I could just get the extra 2 though, but that's only a turn 4 play. That's a turn 4, 4-3. Yeah, let's keep this. We got some removal. We're gonna be able to do our early damage, so yeah, let's just keep it. Drawn to a Shiv. No need to play that yet. Use that for creature removal. He's gonna coin. Is he doing a Defias Ringleader? No, coining a Geomancer. Okay. For me, it's almost worth eviscerating that. The extra damage that he's gonna get from that spell power. Or I could just wait and guess maybe he won't do too much damage next turn. Yeah, because I can't finish it off this turn. Just go with this. I might not even waste the Shiv. I might just attack into it, because I don't know. 2 damage to kill it outright, yeah. I mean, how much is he going to do this turn, though? Unless he does something off this spell power right now, he'll have gotten no use from it. Looks like he is going to Shiv. It's going to be for 2 because of the spell power. So he ends up getting 6 damage out of this creature. The 2 for the swing, the 2 from the Shiv, plus I'm going to attack into it. Or maybe I shouldn't. It's kind of a waste of a Fan of Knives. This is tough. I just don't know if I want to waste it. I don't know if I want to take that damage and waste it. I guess we will. We're going to do that. So we got 6 damage out of that one creature. That's really good. Really, really good for him. Alright, well, it's a good thing I saved my stuff here, because that's the sort of thing that I want to get rid of with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Shiv him directly. Draw a card. It's a Ringleader. We can save that, and then we're going to do the 4 to him. I think it's worth it on the taunt creature. I totally think it's worth it on the taunt creature. Holding on to this for a while. We got our Captain Greenskin. He's going to do this plus a head crack, bringing it up to 3 damage. Yuck. I'm at 21 now. And we've got plays, but he's gonna hit me with that again. We can technically kill it this turn. Seems like it might be a waste of the Fan of Knives, though.
So many options.
Oh well. I could also hope to draw into a backstab, but that's kind of a crazy hope. Oh, you know what? Let's do this, and then I can follow it up with a triggered...
Job's done.
I can follow it up with a triggered Fan of Knives to do 2 damage to him with that. Plus anything else that he might play this turn. Or he could choose to pop this off. We'll see what he has. He can do a combo to Eviscerate. He could backstab for 3 and then attack it for 1. There's 3 damage. Oh no, that's just 2. And then a backstab for 3 to finish it off. Okay, well good thing I saved my... Well, not really, because I can't do 2 damage anymore. I just lost my spell power. What the frick?
So many
Let's do this. Draw a card, see what we draw into. We drew in a Perdition's Blade, okay. So that's good, because we're gonna go like this, do the damage to him, and then we're gonna finish off his 2-1.
Job's done.
And then nothing else for the turn. Now we're gonna be able to pump up the Perdition's Blade with the Deadly Poison, which will let us play both of our Corsairs for free. And this guy, so if you couldn't tell by now, he's playing a spell damage rogue deck. I think you could probably tell though. Alright, so we're gonna be able to, we can get rid of that and plus play our Corsairs for free. I guess we'll do that. We're gonna go like this. We're gonna pop him off. Gonna get our Corsairs in play for nothing. And then I'm gonna wait to attack, because I'm gonna go next turn, pump it up, and then drop the Raider. And I might even wait till attack until I get my Greenskin in play, just to get the extra draw. Or I could save it for a Blade Fury, because we could have a 5 damage Blade Fury as well. So we'll see what he plays this turn. If I need the 5 damage Blade Fury. Now obviously I've taken a lot of damage, but it's because I've been focused on removing his threats, getting rid of his spell power creatures, taking damage in the process, unfortunately. Now, he's at 28, I'm at 14. I don't think this game is unwinnable, though. So. We'll see what he does next turn. Because I may potentially... We'll see what he does next turn. He's going to assassinate one of my taunts. He's going to deal 4 damage to the other one, and that's his turn. Okay. That's fine. He just wasted his damage, dudes. So here we go. We're gonna go like this. We're gonna go drop him in play. He's gonna get 5 extra attack. And we can also drop him in play with the combo.
This is our town, scrub. Yeah.
And I kind of want to save to Blade Fury. So I'm not going to attack right now. I want to save for massive Blade Fury. Because if I attack, he's going to lose his last durability, so. The only thing that'll make this a huge mistake is if he ends up playing a Slime and pops this off as a result. That's that neutral creature that comes into play, battle cry, destroys an opponent's weapon. I gotta remember the name of these things. I want to start, I'm considering like doing commentary and casting for this game, so I need to know these names. Alright, so he's gonna take 2 with trading for a creature. And then he's gonna play the Kodo. Battle cry destroys that 1. But that is not enough. I don't know that I want a Blade Fury. I could play this, it wouldn't be that big. I can do 7, 8 damage. Could also go for the card draw. I kind of want to go for the card draw, to be honest with you. I don't know, I'm at 14 though. Do I really want to trade that? Alright, maybe I won't trade. Maybe we'll go like this. And then Blade Fury. He still takes the 5 damage to the face, plus I get rid of his creature. 4, 5, 6. I should play this first. Or I can do 5, 6, 7. Which one? Twilight Drake or Abomination? Let's go with the Twilight Drake. Then the Blade Fury. Get rid of his creature. He takes the damage too, then we hit him for 7. Okay. I think that was pretty good. Next turn we can trigger a weapon. Captain Greenskin, draw a card. We can play the Abomination if he plays something that I need to block. So it's really going to depend vastly on what he does this turn, but that's always the case. What you do is always dependent on what your opponent does. You never want to be stuck in a path or in a notion. So there's 2 damage. Then what does he have? A backstab? Ooh, he's going to take the 7 to the face. Okay, that brings him down to 7. And then he does 2 damage to me. I'm at 12. I am feeling... Oh boy. Okay. So I'm thinking here, attack into that, backstab that, swing for the card draw.
I wonder.
Let's attack into that. Let's bring him down. Attack for the draw. Bring him down to 6. We get a Fan of Knives. And then we're just gonna go backstab. And we can still Fan of Knives, but I don't see much of a reason to do it right now. Because we've got the fatal damage next turn, unless he can remove both of these. Because we've got the attack plus one of these. Yeah, the Fan of Knives, yeah, I'll save it for next turn to deal damage to anything that he might play this turn. Fan of Knives, bringing this down to 1. Bring that down to 4. Azure Drake, he draws a card. I think he's searching for a backstab or a shiv. But even that's not enough. I don't know why the Azure Drake is floating right now. By the way. There we go. And that is the game. All right. Oh, Trump. Your deck does pretty well, I must say. Okay, I'd like to get at least one more game in here. So let's go ahead and queue up for another round. That was pretty good. That was against, again, a rogue spell power deck. And I was able, even though I took a lot of damage on the front end, I was able to sustain over the long term and still come out on top, which is nice. And now we're playing against Shiny Pants, wherever that is. Unfortunately, one concern about playing... another rogue. Alright, well, let's see. Maybe it's a different rogue deck. Knowing that I'm playing against another rogue, I'm gonna drop these. Oh, yes. I get to be super aggressive here. And Ringleader my first turn. Ringleader combo my first turn. Off of the coin, he'll attack into the 2-1, but he still takes the 2 damage. Okay. I'm cool with this. What is he doing? The only thing he could really do right now is Shiv, unless he's got a neutral 1-drop. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe I'll just
The pleasure is mine.
Remind him that we're playing a game. And he should totally end the turn if he's got nothing to do. Thank you. Alright, so we are going to do this. We're going to play this aggressively. Turn 1, drop the coin, drop the Ringleader. Gets the combo. If he wants to next turn, he can use his turn to activate his Dagger Mastery and attack into the 2 damage. Not only does that waste a durability, it takes up his entire turn, but he takes 2 damage on the process. So that exchange of events is something I'm okay with. Got the Assassin's Blade, super useful. I think especially if he is playing Miracle Rogue, or if we're playing another spell damage rogue, or he could just be going aggro rogue, so he's got a few choices. So it looks like he is going to use his turn for the exchange, use a durability, and take the 2 damage. We've got the Azure Drake, so now that means we're going to sit on our hand. Let's get this early damage in, though, while we can. I plan to, barring any unforeseen circumstances, I plan to just sit on my hand for the next 2 turns to get the, the Twilight Drake in play pumped up. Still have no idea what type of rogue deck that he's playing because he hasn't really revealed much. He's gonna shiv it, and then he's gonna backstab it? Or what?
This is our town.
Nope, you're gonna shiv it for a card draw. Draws into a ringleader. And we'll probably actually do the exchange this turn. Because he's gonna kill this off next turn anyways. And rather than taking the damage, I'd rather make this clearing his board in the process. So Fan of Knives it's gonna be. We get to draw a card, so it doesn't technically set us back for the Twilight Drake. And then we exchange, and I swing for 1. So the Twilight Drake is gonna drop. He's gonna be a 7/7. Let's see if he's playing Twilight Drake as well. If he is, we've got the backstab and a subsequent turn to deal with it, plus his Twilight Drake will be smaller than mine, just because of his smaller hand size. He's been dumping a lot though, so I'm guessing that he's not playing Twilight Drake, unless it's something he just drew into. Okay, Spell Power Rogue for the second game in a row. It is against a different opponent though, so, to be fair. So can we deal with that? The answer is yes. We blow into we drop 2 creatures though. I can force him to sack it. Let's drop the Twilight Drake. Let's let him make the decision if he wants to swing this into a 7/7 to kill it off. Although he could like combo Eviscerate for 5 damage and then a backstab or a shiv off of the spell power. So he could kill it without losing his ogre. Oh, he gives his minion stealth. Backstabs for 2, or 3 actually, because of the spell power. Draws a card off of the backstab. So he's playing a Miracle Rogue. It's like a combo. Not necessarily a Miracle Rogue, but it's a spell power variation. So at this point, I can't touch his creatures.
So many options.
I would love to trigger these off of a combo to get more threats in play, but that's not really an option because I can't target his creatures with a backstab. So I could just Perdition's Blade for now and then Deadly Poison it next turn.
So many
and then get the combos from there. So let's do that. We're gonna Assassin's Blade now. And I'll be waiting to attack until she's got the Deadly Poison on her. I'm at 30 right now, so... You know, he lost his stealth. It was just for the turn. But we're gonna see him come out with a lot this turn, because he's got the plus spell power, plus he's drawing a card for every spell that he plays. He's got another spell power now. This is terrifying, actually. That's 6 damage to this. Yuck. And there's a head crack for 4, plus the card draw. This thing needs to die so bad. And then the conceal, oh no. Card draw off of the conceal, conceal making his stuff untouchable. I need, that's not what I needed. The damage will still apply. 4, 8, 9, 10. He's gonna be able to kill me next turn. It's Fan of Knives to draw a card. Azor Drake, not exactly what I needed. We're gonna do 4 damage to him. We're gonna Deadly Poison. We're gonna hit him for 4. Sorry, 5. And he should have the win this turn. With the Auctioneer, 2 spell power creatures in play. He's got a 10 damage swing, and he only needs to do 8 more damage, which should be quite easy with the double spell power plus the Auctioneer. So I'm pretty sure Shiny Pants has got this game right now. I don't see how he couldn't win here. There's 3 damage. He needs to do 8 damage besides his attack, so he only needs to do 5 more damage. There it is. All right, there's the win. Well played. That's the game. Oh, shucks. That's really a bummer. Just concede already. It doesn't concede fast enough. When I say concede, the game should be over. The game should be over at that point. All right, let's go ahead and wrap things up. I think that was a pretty good look at the deck in action. What Trump told me when I spoke with him is that a big toughness for this deck is it's weak versus either decks with large creatures or decks with not a lot of creatures, because a lot of this deck focuses on board control, creature removal. And you kind of saw that in the last game. Certainly he had some creatures there, but the focus isn't, you know, again, it's not a Murloc deck, it's not a Beast deck. The focus of that deck is the spell power damage that he's getting, and he does that combo off the Gadgetzan Auctioneer where he's drawing a lot of cards and dealing a lot of damage. That's where his sort of win condition came from. Plus his double conceals protecting his creatures is what really allowed him to win that game. But overall, I still think this is an incredibly strong deck, even though some other decks that I've played through the paces have won every single game. I don't think that necessarily speaks to the strength of it. This deck is clearly quite strong. It clearly performs quite well. I don't even necessarily know that I played that last game optimally. It was just a tough matchup in general. But there you go, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Once again, this has been Force taking Trump's Control Rogue deck through its paces. If you like the content, please subscribe. And as always, keep watching and keep owning.